pass it up, watch it. Watch it. Ha! Bad. Anyway, them see me, me gun, them a chat. Bad. Please, passing up the place with my style. Bad. What kind of thing that style where we fling?
Having trouble with my internet. It's dropping in my bedroom and the kitchen.
Problem in your internet is your Wi-Fi. You see, things like the size of your house, the building materials you use, like concrete walls, whether you have multiple floors. And let's not forget the distance between your modem and your devices, like your computer, your phone, TV. All these have an effect on the quality and the strength of your Wi-Fi.
How do you know this stuff?
You need to check Telem. They have mesh devices that allow you to create your own smart Wi-Fi network to cover your entire home. It's a few small devices working together like a team to cover your entire house with strong Wi-Fi signal. Super easy. Here, I get one from Telem today. Download the app from your phone app store, plug in the device, and plug into the modem. When light blinks blue, it's ready to pair via the app. Go to app, click next, and follow the instruction. Place the second device where you need coverage. Boom, now you're covered. Telem makes it super easy. They offer convenient payment plans of just $12 a month. And my guy, and if you opt to get the fiber plan, they'll come and install it for you. Guess what? For free.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna get my smart Wi-Fi plan today.
Hey, let's do this thing.
Today's self.
Get your smart Wi-Fi from Telem today.
Good morning, and it's all about the morning life on this wonderful Friday.
Yes, that's right, guys. Happy Friday. And despite it's all rainy and gloomy out there, I hope you guys are able to make your own pocket full of sunshine today.
That's what it's all about.
Exactly.
Now, the St. Martin radar image at 7:45 a.m. showing the 120-mile distance from the center of Tropical Storm Jerry to St. Martin. Impacts from the trailing outer bands, the green and thunderstorms, are forecast to roll in later today, with rainfall expected to continue tonight into Saturday. The flood watch will remain in effect. The weatherman with the details.
It's Friday, October 10th, 2025. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Several areas we're watching. This developing area near the east coast of the United States. I want to track that all the way up toward Canada. Two areas really here. This is Priscilla. This is Raymond. These will swing through parts of Mexico up through the southwest of the U.S. And of course, all eyes on Jerry. We've had the heavier rain overnight. I've been going back and forth with you in the comments, watching everything with Jerry. Jerry is weaker from overnight. That is some good news. Everything holding. Again, I keep things in perspective on this channel. The forecast I had 3-4 days ago, everything is holding. Rain is the biggest threat. The center of this now is actually north of Anguilla, St. Martin, and St. Bart's. With that said, it's exactly what I was showing you yesterday, how the center would be here. There's not a whole lot on the west side. As this lifts to the north, you could see the south side, just that moisture pulling in. So a heavy rain threat in Anguilla South, St. Lucia. We had some big areas of rain yesterday. We'll keep an eye on Barbados. And then eventually, as this lifts more to the north, the British and U.S. Virgin Islands will start to get some of the rain. I've been watching everything from overnight and this morning. Here's the famous Plain Beach as we work our way into St. Martin. Again, the heaviest action has been off toward the east, but we'll watch those bands of rain that will be working in as we go throughout the day. And as this lifts to the north, even down to the south, St. Vincent the Grenadines, Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, we may get some bands of rain moving in, and some of this moisture will even eventually move toward the ABC Islands as we go over the next few days. Now, with that, we have Jerry out there. There is also Karen out there now. It's actually in the North Atlantic. I'll show you that in a moment. It will be a short-lived system, and then the next name on the list is Lorenzo. And there's a couple tropical waves as well off the coast of Africa we'll be watching. Some of the models also hinting at some development in the Gulf. That's what we'll be watching, so I appreciate you subscribing. So if there's any updates I need to put out there, if you subscribe, you'll get those updates first. Now, the rain, the concern, as I mentioned, watching this additional totals, you see kind of this white and black shading in through here. We're looking at 100 to 150 millimeters of rain. It's not going to be for most of us all day but the bands of rain that work in, so 4 to 6 inches of rain or up to 150 additional millimeters of some rain. So we need to monitor that flooding carefully. Some of this builds back here in Agata and then back through Dominica. Still that chance of some rain. Ceiba, Statia, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Martin, St. Bart's, Anguilla, Antigua, Barbuda. Additional rain as we go throughout the day, but the center is now to the north, pulling away the tropical storm force winds. You see the center here, most of the action as expected sitting over water, and this should make its curve to the southeast of Bermuda. Either way, it's a lot weaker. Winds right now at 50 miles per hour or 80 kilometers an hour. It is not a good looking system, which is good for us. There's been some good news to pass along, but again, I want to caution, the rain is going to be heavy. The mudslide threat, that can be life-threatening. So I'll be watching that. I'll be watching your comments throughout the day. You can put your location and what you've got going on or not going on. Now, we're watching this all pulling away. Here's Bermuda, and it's making its big turn as expected. This didn't just shoot into the Caribbean overnight. I've been watching that big turn it's taking, and that'll keep it off toward the southeast and east of Bermuda long term. And most of the models showing this staying as a tropical storm, not really even developing into a hurricane. It's that wind shear we talked about, I think, 4 or 5 days ago. The winds above our heads just knocking off the thunderstorm top. So even though those water temperatures are very warm, it's not just what's going on at the surface, it's what's going on above. So let's cover this. Then I want to get into that big U.S. East Coast storm, what's going on over toward the Eastern Pacific and Pacific as a whole. We'll be tracking that. So the center to the north, this is late this morning, and it's the bands of rain. Some of our islands, not a whole lot, not even much of a breeze, right? A neighboring island, we could be in one of these bands of rain, and in those we could get some tropical storm gust up to about 80 kilometers an hour. Center moves more to the north. This is by 9 p.m. But the bands of rain, you see, as I mentioned, on the south side, and I'll expand this out in just a second, just pulling in some of the moisture. And then by tomorrow morning, this lifts away even more so. We could have some heavier bands close to Puerto Rico, British U.S. Virgin Islands, Anguilla, St. Martin, still seeing some of the shower activity and some gusty winds, additional rain that could lead to some additional flooding. Most of this stays to the east of Puerto Rico, but Puerto Rico will see an increased chance of rain later today, tonight into tomorrow. So here's the center of this, kilometers an hour and miles per hour on your screen. Just as the center moves away, again, some of the gust, Anguilla through St. Martin, St. Bart's, Antigua, Barbuda today, Ceiba, Statia, we can have some of the gust if you're in one of those bands of rain to about 80 kilometers an hour, right? So as you get some of the areas of rain, we'll get some gusty winds, but the center of this is tomorrow morning, well to the north. Strong southerly flow will be with us for much of us as we go throughout tonight into tomorrow. So you could see it here, and I mentioned the southern end as well. So watching over toward Trinidad North for that chance of some action today. And then
There you have your weather report.
Yes, guys, that's right. And right now we're going to jump into a story. It's kind of a little provocative, but former school bus driver convicted of grooming a minor. Phillipsburg. The court of first instance on Thursday convicted CF for grooming a minor. The former school bus driver was found guilty of engaging in sexually oriented online conversations with a student and attempting to arrange a meeting. The case began after a complaint was filed by the police in September 2023, supported by a WhatsApp conversation of a sexual nature between the suspect and the victim. The court determined that there was sufficient evidence of grooming and considered the suspect's statement that his phone was stolen in the same period, and the messages weren't exchanged by him was not credible. A second complaint, PP, alleged that the suspect made inappropriate sexual remarks and touched her knee in the school bus. However, the court found that the charge, inappropriate sexual acts with a minor under the age of 16, could not be proven because she had just turned 16 in the week of that incident that happened, and CF was acquitted of that charge. The prosecutor's office had requested a sentence of 128 hours community service and 3 months suspended prison term with a 3-year probation period and additional conditions, as well as a 5-year ban from any profession involving contact with minors. The court largely followed the prosecution's sentencing request, imposing the community service and suspended prison term, but did not impose the professional ban. The prosecutor emphasized that the case shows the importance of protecting children in the environments where they should feel safe, such as school transportation.
Sad.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
In some other news, the Ministry of Justice, through the Immigration and Border Protection Services, IBPS, has completed the testing of its upcoming online residence permit application system, marking a key milestone in the government's the digitizing world, the digital world.
Yeah, we have to. We got to catch up with the times, you know?
Yep. Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, more Morning Live.
Don't go anywhere.